Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I am fantastic. How are you?
Very good. Going to be talking with your papa here in just a little bit, so I'm always excited on Tuesdays. It's always fun to talk to him. Hey, listen to this. A Florida woman has been arrested on shoplifting charges after cops found a cell phone and a puddle of urine.
Oh.
Both that belonged to her. Ann Taylor store is where this happened. A store employee told officers that several security tags had been removed from merchandise, and she defecated in the clothing.
Oh.
Was that kind of like she's marking her territory and these are mine
I
now?
don't know. That's pretty nasty, though.
That is pretty nasty. And I got another nasty story, both from Florida. Florida deputies say a woman used reusable grocery bags to steal $199 worth of groceries from a store. Then she claimed, as she walked out the store, she claimed that she walked out without paying because she had defecated in her pants. So two people in Florida going in their pants, one to steal clothing, the other one to steal groceries. Do you think these two are related?
I have no idea. That's so bizarre.
That is very bizarre. Also, speaking of bizarre, we do have Tuesdays with Charlie coming your way in a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Tuesday, the 17th day of May. It's World Hypertension Day. It is World Information Society Day, World Telecommunications Day, and World Neofibromatosis Day.
Okay.
I'm not sure what all of those things are, but today is the day to celebrate them. It is the 17th day of May. That's what it is. None of those sound like fun, honestly.
No, I know what hypertension is, and that's not fun.
I think I have that. So
We do have
I
that.
guess I celebrate that every day in a sense. I need to just calm down a little more. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about how bad was your worst day. That is on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. How bad was your bad day? You ever have a bad day?
Oh, yeah.
I bet these guys probably had a bad day, too. Manchester, England is where we're heading right now. 3 armed gang members burst into a crowded gym, punched a rival gang member, and threatened him with a submachine gun in front of a bunch of shocked onlookers. Might have gone a lot smoother for the gangbangers if it weren't for the fact that there were a whole bunch of uniformed police officers in the room giving a talk on the dangers of gun crime.
Wow.
They called in an armed response unit who was literally in the same room.
Oh, my goodness.
They caught the punks after a brief chase. So can you imagine, of all the places to break in and say, okay, got a plan. We're going to go to the gym and we're going to beat up this guy in a rival gang. And I know there's a lot of tough people at the gym, so we're going to bring a gun.
Yeah, not very smart.
Yeah, like I said, probably would have worked out just fine if it weren't for a whole room full of officers giving a talk about the dangers of gun crime. This happened again in Manchester, England. Isn't that a gun-free zone? Don't they have, like, gun laws there?
Oh, yes. They have very strict gun laws.
So how did these gang members get a gun?
Yeah,
Don't they
well,
know that's illegal?
It's illegal.
Yeah,
Why
so
would
they
you?
shouldn't.
Why would you have a gun if
I
it's
don't
against
know.
the law?
They shouldn't
Don't
have
they know
those.
they're breaking the law?
Oh, wait a minute. Gang members? They didn't care that it was illegal. Anyway, moving right along. Coming up in a bit, we got a couple of fun stories to share with you. A potential Mother of the Year award. That's in our Brain on Drugs. Also, later in the program, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. That's always fun. And this story that we just shared was from England, where a bunch of gang members went in to beat up another gang member, and they happened to break into a room filled with armed police officers. And you know it's true, because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your Brain on Drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. This lady right here might become the mother of the year. You just never know. Probably won't, though. Does not have her name in this story, which is probably good for her. She got in trouble for smoking at a restaurant, but it wasn't her that was smoking. It was her 2-year-old son. The boy's aunt was also there and told the police, well, he likes to smoke. Sometimes he takes cigarettes out of the pack and puts them in his mouth. The aunt said, Mom keeps a rolled-up dollar bill in the bedroom, which your son plays with. By playing with it, she meant that he holds it up to his nose and says, fix, fix.
Oh, my gosh.
And pretends that he, wants to snort some drugs. So,
oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she's in a little bit of trouble there in Greenfield, Wisconsin. Like I said, probably won't become the mother of the year, but you just never know. She's in the running, right?
Hopefully they put that child with somebody who will care for it properly.
Yeah, 2-year-old son. That is
That's
so
awful.
sad. All right, that's what happens, kids, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. They say you get what you pay for. That is, unless you're in Washington, D.C., where you don't necessarily get what you paid for. From the hotbed of wisdom and financial responsibility of D.C. comes the word that District of Columbia paid $10 million 3 years ago for several streetcars made in the Czech Republic. 3 years later, those streetcars are still in the Czech Republic. That's because D.C. still hasn't finished the tracks for the cars to ride on, and there's no timetable as to when those rail lines will be finished. So $10 million they paid for rail cars to roll on tracks that they haven't yet paid for. Or they probably paid for them, they just haven't yet been built. So that doesn't make a ton of sense, does it?
No, not really.
Yeah. But
Not at all.
that's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Oh, wait, no, that's a different segment. But that almost fits here, too. That's what happens when you elect people to office that don't think necessarily. All right. Again, $10 million for 3 rail cars? I need to get in the rail car building business. That's a lot of money for a couple of rail cars.
I'm not even, I get so fed up with government waste. It's not even, it's just the most ridiculous thing ever.
All right. Well, we're going to move on with our scoop of the day, which is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Deputies in Orange County, Florida, are pursuing a bagel truck. They went across 3 counties after a woman stole it early Wednesday. The bagel truck driver left the keys in the truck, and the truck running. He was taking a break in a store. Do you think he was eating bagels? Probably not. Anyway, a 27-year-old thief drove away with the truck filled with $5,000 worth of bagels, croissants, and other breakfast pastries. So, if he was taking a break, couldn't he have just had the break right there on his truck?
I guess so.
Recent studies suggest being sleepy behind the wheel is almost as bad as drinking and driving. We've talked about this
We have
before.
talked about it before.
But this study found that drivers who are either drunk or sleepy are twice as likely to be responsible for vehicle accidents compared to their well-rested and sober counterparts.
Well,
So
duh. Jeez.
twice as likely.
What a stupid study.
Don't drink and drive, and don't sleep and drive.
We already know that.
All right. Did you know that a bank in Lexington, Kentucky was robbed by a group of men? One who was wearing a Captain America mask and a T-shirt. Captain America's here. Think he's opening an account? No, it looks like he's making a withdrawal. Have you ever heard of a Kawa suitcase?
No.
It was all over the internet the end of last week. The Kawa suitcase is a thing that's on Kickstarter, or maybe, I don't know if it's there yet. It was going on Kickstarter, so I'm not sure if it's even there yet. It's for frequent travelers, and if you're a frequent traveler, they say this is a must. The biggest feature is this suitcase follows you. So if you're afraid you're going to lose your Kawa, it comes with an embedded 3G SIM card that helps you locate it if it does get lost. It can even automatically roll its way back to you if you desire. The luggage is powered by a removable battery that also serves as a power bank, so you can plug in and like charge things to it with it. And the thing that's interesting that people were so excited about last week when I was reading about this was you can walk down the hallway at the airport and this thing will just roll behind you.
Yeah, until somebody grabs it and runs the other direction with it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, does that sound like a good idea?
is it that much work to hang on to the handle and
What
just
if-
walk it
what
along
if you
with
have
you?
one and I have one, and all of a sudden my suitcase starts following you instead of me?
I don't know.
It's like a whole row of ducks going down the lane. I just don't think that's necessary in the busy, congested airports we have right now.
Right.
Hold on to your bags.
And now
I'm
you're
just
getting
saying.
tripping hazards in the way. And
What happened? I don't know.
That's
I
just
tripped
silly.
over somebody's suitcase that was rolling 5 feet behind
That
it.
was not a need.
I don't
now,
think
I
so.
could see putting a tracking device inside your
Perfect.
suitcase so
Makes
that
sense.
if it got lost,
That
you'd be
part
able
I
to
like.
track it and then you know exactly where it is.
There
But
you
the
go.
rest of that is just ridiculous.
Frivolous. And I do like the power bank that you can charge up your thing. And that's kind of a cool idea, too.
That's a good idea.
Researchers at the Wistar Institute in Philadelphia have created mice that can regenerate amputated limbs and damaged organs. Kind of scary. The ability is controlled by about a dozen genes, and when the amputated or damaged, they damage or amputate a toe or an ear or a tail, these little miracle mice, they grow them back. When their cells are injected into other mice, they develop the same ability. It's expected to work for humans as well. So someday, if you lose a limb, it could actually grow back if the Wistar Institute in Philadelphia has their way. Do you think that's a good idea? What if it grows back and looks like a mouse arm? Apparently they didn't perfect it.
I don't know. That's
Forget
bizarre.
the beach. Forget the cruise. All you need for a stress-free vacation is to do one thing. Turn off your technology. Study by the University of California, Irvine, and the United States Army researchers reveal that being cut off from work email specifically will significantly reduce stress. So they're saying if you go to the beach or if you go, on a cruise or wherever you're going, but you're still checking email, you're not going to be relaxed. You're not going to be rested. So wherever you go, whatever you do, just unplug and you're going to be okay.
All righty.
All right. Now, you're going to remind me of that when we go on vacation, aren't you?
Sure.
All right. Time for a strange law. In Texas, it is illegal to milk another person's cow.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
just
I can
bizarre.
see that as their milk.
Yeah, don't go
You're
stealing their
stealing
milk.
milk.
Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. No, what do we have? That was this thing. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie. That's what it is. That has been your strange law. This has been your scoop of the day.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. How you doing, Charlie?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little mad at you.
Mad at me for what?
Well, you're taking my wife away tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
All that happy crap.
Yeah. Grandma's coming to visit us, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't get to go.
You should take the day off and come too.
Some of us have to work for a living.
Oh, yeah, well.
Some of us have to work.
Well, good luck with all that. What kind of stuff we can learn about today, Charlie?
Okay, Singapore. You know where that's at?
Yeah, Singapore. I've heard of them. It's right near Humapore, but it's Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore. Sing along. It's illegal to sell or own chewing gum.
Really?
Oh.
That's a bit bizarre.
That wouldn't bother me much. I'm not a huge chewing gum fan.
I don't have any teeth to chew gum. So I won't.
I like chewing gum.
I do too, but I can't. In the Arctic, clear up north, and we'll go clear to the other end of the world.
Okay.
The sun sometimes appears to be square.
No kidding.
Oh, cool.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Probably has something to do with the cold.
Huh.
Hey, then did you know that cotton candy was invented by a dentist?
No kidding.
No, it wasn't.
Spun sugar invented by a dentist. Apparently he was trying
Trying to
boost
drum
his
up
practice.
some business.
In New York City, approximately 1,600 people are bitten by other humans annually.
That's a lot of people. I'm sure they all have it coming, though.
There's a lot of crazy up there, ain't there?
Yes, there are.
Hey, then we'll go across the pond. Let's go to Germany.
Okay.
There are false bus stops outside nursing homes to prevent confused senior citizens from wandering off.
Wow.
So they go out the door and they sit on the bus stop and wait for the bus.
Huh. And then the bus
Which
never shows
never
up.
comes.
At least they got a nice place to sit.
That's awesome.
Hey, don't go look for him. He's just out there waiting for the bus.
Some new bus driver sees the benches and comes and picks them all up.
Hey, then before you shut me out here, I got one last thing here for you.
Oh, what's
Okay.
that?
This you can try.
All right.
The ideal height for you to drop your buttered toast from, if you want it to land butter side up, is 8 foot.
So from 8 feet, if you drop your toast, it'll land butter side up, not down?
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Not
who in
7
the world-
3/4.
Who's going to do that?
Why would you go to the work of buttering toast and then drop it on purpose? That
And-
kind of.
Who keeps their toast 8 feet off the ground? I mean, that would just be an uncomfortable place to keep toast. It'd be like on top of even higher than the refrigerator. That'd be on top of the counters or the cupboards.
How'd you like to be the guy that brought that up? Oh, it can't be 7.5 foot. Got to be 8.
You know, somebody paid for that study, and it was probably us taxpayers.
I'm going to give it a shot.
All right. Well, you ready for a question, Charlie?
Absolutely.
Which city in the United States is the SpaghettiOs capital of the world?
Ooh.
Oh, I know this, too, but I can't think of it. What city?
Yeah, what city is the SpaghettiOs capital of the world?
Louisville, Kentucky.
No. It is in the neighborhood, though. It's Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I know Kentucky and Michigan are, they're not next door or anything, but they're not that far apart.
Drop your toast from Grand Rapids, Michigan down to Louisville, it won't land both side up.
I like SpaghettiOs. I haven't had SpaghettiOs for a long time.
It says here, per capita consumption is the highest in Grand Rapids, Michigan, from the Franco-American company. And they say, how many O's are in a 15-ounce can of SpaghettiOs, Charlie?
Ooh.
How many O's?
Yeah.
2,500.
Oh, you're real close there. It's 1,750. Yours was just a bigger can, that's all.
There you go. I got the big can.
That was a family can.
The family can. Well, that's your question for today. You did pretty darn good. And I'm sorry we're stealing your wife away tomorrow, but you're certainly welcome to join her if you'd like.
Well, just send her home.
All right. We'll make she has so darn much fun, she'll want to stay 3 or 4 days.
Well, that's okay.
All right. We'll talk to you next week, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average dinosaur lived to be over 100 years old.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I think maybe they found their driver's
I was
license.
going to say, I don't know how they would know that. But
Fun
okay.
fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The British title of nobility that is the highest is what? I was thinking queen or king.
Is it Earl?
Duke.
Oh, Duke.
The Duke. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If lovers are said to be, quote, star-crossed, their relationship is doomed. Did you know that?
I did not.
I sure hope we're not star-crossed.
I think it's been 16 years. I think we're probably okay.
I don't know. We're still kind of newlyweds. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Serotonin is a powerful vasculoconstrictor found in blood serum.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I read that one.
I don't know why either.
I shouldn't have
I don't know
even
what I'm
tried.
supposed to do with that info.
I don't think I got any of it right anyway. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first fast food chain was who? Do you know?
McDonald's.
No, White Castle.
Oh.
The first fast food chain was White Castle. Now you know.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of fun facts for you on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that'll help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Got a couple of fun things to share with you here. These are things every mom should have in a car. Snacks. Snacks, you know those culprits that get crumbs everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
They're saying that they're really good for kids that are hungry or crying or, just being kids. So one of the most important things to have in the car, Mom, snacks. Another thing, spray bottles. One mother says she uses a spray bottle to squirt her kids when they're fighting.
Oh, my gosh.
That is crazy. She says it shocks them and they hate it. Really? Do you think?
Yeah.
I could see that for cleaning up messes, but there you go. I'm hoping she has just water in it. What is that?
Mace.
Muric acid. Quit it. Told you to quit fighting with your brother. The next thing on the list here, which should really be above spray bottle, is water. It's always nice to have water handy, especially if you're heading to activities. And it's a really good thing to consume. Don't leave it in the car because then it gets hot and cold, and then it leaches the stuff from the plastic, and that's not good. So another thing that every mom should have in her car is an emergency kit. That's
Okay.
something that gets overlooked all the time, but put flashlights and batteries, even extra clothes for everybody in the family, just in case. That's a good thing to just keep in the trunk, so you've always got it handy. Another thing is hand sanitizer. One mother says as soon as her kids get in the car from school, first thing they do is squirt some hand sanitizer, and they clean up. She says it helps because you never know what they're touching on the playground. Last thing, no, not the last thing, one of the last things, baby wipes. Even if you don't have a baby, if they spill something, it's a really simple way to clean things up. It also helps with sticky fingers. Music for the kids. Have something the kids like. That's a good thing to have on hand as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing is trash bags. Wipes, tissues, half-eaten snacks. If you don't have trash bags, guess where they end up?
All over the seat and all over the floor.
If you do have trash bags, guess where they end up?
All over the seat and all over the floor.
But then you can at least put them in the trash bags. Are we the only ones that have kids that do that? I'm like, there's a bag right there. Could you please put it in there? All right. Thank you so much for listening. Again, a list right there of everything that just things that every mom should have in her car. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
They're trying to shame us, Heidi. This is
Okay.
the thing. This is actually a pretty cool idea. If you want to stop unauthorized people from parking in handicapped spaces, one English town says, embarrass them. People who park without a permit in a handicapped parking space will be asked to move their cars or face consequences of getting a ticket. But it won't be a person telling them to do it. The parking meter is doing it. A special parking meter that senses when a car has arrived in the space. Once you've parked there and you open your door, it'll say, welcome to Stockport Town Hall. Please note, you're parked in a disabled parking space. You must obey, or you must be able to display a relevant badge. If you do not display the relevant badge, you will receive a parking ticket. These conditions apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, the idea is to make the person parking there feel really uncomfortable if they're not displaying the handicap sticker or license plate. I think that's actually a good idea. I saw a video of a person who was parked in a handicap spot, and there was a whole mob of unruly people that rolled their car onto the side. The guy got out, and they're like, you can't park there. And the guy was talking on his phone, like just waved him on, and walked into a building, and all these people that were sitting outside eating went over and grabbed his car and rolled it on its side. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
These people are serious about no parking. So you might want to be careful about parking. Made me think I don't want to go wherever that is. I don't even want to park in a good spot in that town. All right, coming up, we got some other fun stuff to share on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
The Maryland Court of Appeals has ruled, saying, I divorced thee 3 times is not a valid way to get divorced in Maryland. That is the Islamic divorce.
Yep.
Islamic divorce is not binding in Maryland. So they just have to say, I divorced thee 3 times. And a World Bank economist who moved there from Pakistan in 1985 went to the Pakistan embassy in D.C. and used the Islamic method to divorce his wife without telling her, so he could keep her from getting any of his $2 million fortune. The court ruled that no matter where you're from, you live in Maryland, dude.
Right.
Saying I divorced thee 3 times is just not enough. So you're still married and she gets her money.
Right.
If you don't like that, well, tough stuff. So you live in Maryland now.
Yeah.
You have to obey
If
the
you're
rules.
going to come to
Yeah.
this country, you need
Well,
to live by
even
our
if you're coming
rules.
from a different state, because, it's a state law in that particular state.
But I
know
don't
if there
think
are other- I don't
that
know.
is recognized anywhere in,
I have
in the
no
United
idea.
States.
I have no clue. All I know is we've got a glimmer of good news on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we are giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
We always wrap the program up with some good news. I've got that on the way here in a bit, but this story says there is a small glimmer of good news. I'm not exactly sure if I see that. They say there is a small glimmer of good news with the high gas prices. And the prices are not as high as they've been in the past, but I know they have gone up a bit here. It says people who bought one of those hybrids are recouping the higher cost of their vehicle in less time. While projections for breaking even have been around 5 years, rising gas prices can drive that down to 2 or 3 years. On the downside, increased demand for hybrids driving up the prices. Of course it would. Not all hybrids are created equally, though. At the current fuel prices, the Toyota Highlander hybrid takes 12.7 years to break even. The Saturn Aura takes 24.3 years to break even. Wow. And those don't top the list. The $106,000 Lexus LS600H hybrid, compared with its gasoline version, it would take you 102.6 years to break even, Heidi.
Ah, that's crazy.
I don't think I'd be driving the car that long.
No,
do you?
no.
Would you like a hybrid vehicle? Would you drive one of those?
No.
There are a couple of them that I think look really sharp. It's funny. I remember reading a story. They were talking about whether or not hybrid vehicles were the way to go. And there was a guy that came out with this thing. I don't know if it's even around anymore, but it was called the Push Hog. Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't think so.
It was on a website where you could like chime in and give ideas, and I was giving ideas, and they were trying to find a way to blend this thing in, so it because you hooked it to the back of any car. And I said, why would you want it to blend in? I think a lot of the reason that people buy a hybrid is because they want to say, hey, look at me. I'm doing something good for the environment. Why would you say I want this to blend in so nobody notices it?
I would want it to blend in. I wouldn't want, if I was going to buy something like that, I wouldn't want it to stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, I don't know if anything ever happened. That was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago that this was going on. So all I know is if you're trying to justify the expense of buying a hybrid, they're saying with higher gas prices, the justification is there. When gas prices go down, it's a little tougher to justify. We've got some good news on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news. And I think I have some good news here, Heidi.
Okay.
Let's start with this. And it sounds like not good news when you first read the first sentence. But don't most of these sound bad when you read the first sentence? Jamil McGee spent 4 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. You're thinking, how in the world is this good news?
Okay.
Well, let's get to that part. According to Relevant Magazine, in 2005, he was approached by police, an officer named Andrew Collins, and was arrested for dealing drugs, a charge that he says was completely fabricated. Years later, Collins, the officer, was caught falsifying reports, and he got to go to prison.
Oh, no.
And the innocent man he'd put away was then exonerated. That's when a very unlikely friendship blossomed. Both of the men ended up working at a Christian-based store and cafe called Mosaic. Collins asked McGee for forgiveness. McGee accepted the apology. Today, they're very close friends. McGee said that the act of forgiveness is an example of Christ's love, which he hopes would inspire others. So the thing that's really sad, this Mr. McGee, Jamil McGee, was in prison for 4 years for something that he didn't do wrong. Yeah. But while he was there, he said he did turn his life around, and he found God. He became a better person. He's like, so it wasn't all bad. And this other gentleman who did something wrong, Andrew Collins, who falsified a report, and I'm not sure why he would do that. What would be the point of that?
I don't know.
He went to jail, and while he was there, he also realized that, hey, the path that I'm on is not the right one, and he kind of straightened his life out. So I think it's really cool that when he asked him for forgiveness, he said, I accept that, and now they're very good friends. I just think that part is a really good story. That's a really neat thing. I've got a link to that whole story if you'd like to read the entire thing at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
I don't know if I could forgive somebody for wasting 4 years of my life and sticking me in prison for 4 years.
But you'd have to look at it and say, was it a waste? Because his life is better now.
This guy maybe was a drug dealer and just wasn't on that particular day that he got busted.
I don't know.
So, if that's the case, then maybe it's a little easier to forgive. So it's like, well, yeah, I was doing it, but just not that day.
Yeah, you'll have to check the story, Heidi.
I will have to do that.
All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by our good friends at WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. We had some really cool stuff that was given away there in the last week. Had a book from an author that we gave away was it a week ago? Wednesday, I think. So that was really neat. I had several people that won tickets to go and see the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the 30th anniversary.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
And it doesn't seem like it's been 30 years.
I know. And you and I are going to go see that movie tomorrow. It's
We
back in
are.
theaters tomorrow. So it was out on Sunday, and then again, we get to go tomorrow. And there's also some great stuff on there that you can win right now from 80stees.com and from zubas.com. And I'm working on some other really cool stuff, too. So if you'd like to win, it's absolutely free to sign up at winthisonline.com. Who says I'm sorry more, men or women?
Men.
Says, if you think you hear women say I'm sorry more than men, you're right. Women apologize more than men do. Not in our relationship. I'm always saying, I'm sorry. What did you say again? I know I wasn't listening. According to a recent study, women say, I'm sorry more than men. It's not that men are reluctant to admit that they're wrong. It's just they don't perceive as often having done things that require an apology. Katrina Schumann, a doctoral student in psychology at the University of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, says, it seems to be that when men think they've done something wrong, they do apologize just as frequently as when women think they've done something wrong. It's just that men don't think they've done as many things wrong. So it's not that they're not going to say, I'm sorry. It's like, hey, why am I sorry? I didn't do nothing wrong. All right, 5 things I learned from writing down every dollar I spent. I'm sharing this on Facebook because this is interesting stuff. Number 1. Fee-free ATMs are abundant. So if you look for them, you'll find ATMs that are fee-free, where they don't charge you. I need to find those because I use ATMs.
Just use the one that's at your own bank, and then you don't get charged.
But there's like a network. Your bank is in a network. You got to find out which network it's in, and then quit paying all the stupid fees for doing the out-of-network fees. Being thrifty does not mean that you cannot have a social life. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do, even on a budget. Number 3, take a lap before making big purchases. So if you're in a store and you're going to buy something, throw it in the cart, but then take a lap around the store before you go up and buy it, and then realize, do I really need this or do I not really need this?
Right.
And then the last thing, it says, cut yourself budgetary slack. So give yourself a little budget slack once in a while. So, I know I didn't really budget for this, but I do want this new car. Maybe not a new car. Oh, there's one other thing on the second page here. I didn't see it down here. Money diaries work, so use one. If you want to know what you're spending money on, start keeping track of every dollar you spend, and you'll spend a whole lot less money. I've got a link to the entire article at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. In Arizona, Google is paying people $20 an hour to ride in their experimental driverless cars.
Yeah.
So you get $20 an hour to sit in a car and hope that nobody smashes into you,
exactly.
I think. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Hero Dog was bitten, saving a 7-year-old girl from a rattlesnake bite. I saw this on the news.
I saw that on the news. That is so cool.
A venomous eastern diamondback rattlesnake appeared in the Florida backyard of a 7-year-old girl. Her German Shepherd came to the rescue, refusing to back down, even when the snake bit him 3 times. Now, hundreds of donors are coming to the family's rescue through a GoFundMe campaign, trying to get the anti-venom needed to help keep the dog alive. Yep. As of the day this was written, they had surpassed $50,000.
Yeah, and it even got bigger than that, and the family said, we don't need any more donations. Please do not send any more donations. Because they had more than enough money to cover it.
$52,549 right now.
That's awesome.
And they were trying to raise $28,000.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That is cool. Looking to see if it says on here where they're telling you to donate instead. Please stop and read before you donate. Update. We are blown away by the response. We can't thank you enough. Please, we have plenty. Instead of donating to this, donate to Heidi's Legacy Rescue. So there's a rescue. They're saying donate here instead. Please quit giving us money. Whatever they don't need, they should just be able to give to that, shouldn't they?
Oh, I would assume.
I don't think they're going to need it all. So, yeah, that's really neat. What a great story. What a awesome. We could have used that for our good news. I went and blew it and used it here in our bonus break.
But the thing is, if you're donating on that site and it goes directly to the family, then the family has to claim that as income.
Oh,
so that's why they're saying, please donate here instead. Because if the
I
family has to claim it as income and then they turn around and donate it, they're actually losing money.
They can also write it off as a donation.
Yeah, but you're losing money because you can't. Yeah, they would have to claim. They'd have to pay taxes first and then give it away. You know what I mean?
I see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, spider caused a rollover crash. This happened Friday.
I could see that.
Montgomery County, Ohio. There was a car on its side in the middle of a field. Nobody was injured. When they asked the driver what in the world happened, she said a spider jumped on me and I freaked out.
I could see that.
That would be awful.
My brother would do that.
Car rolled over and landed on its side on Friday because of that. Another woman had an issue in the car. She has a GPS that was outdated. She was navigating a foggy night in Ontario and ended up following the directions, driving straight into Lake Huron.
Oh, no.
Fourth largest lake in the world. The 23-year-old was following her GPS when she somehow lost her way at a boat launch. It was a little too late. It was dark. She suddenly felt her Toyota Yaris being filled with cold water as it sank. They say no alcohol was involved in this accident.
Wow.
And we'll end our bonus break with this good news. Captain America Civil War was #1 for another weekend in a row. Captain America Civil War, the #1 movie in North America for a second weekend, earning an additional $72.6 million. Coming in at #2 was who, Heidi?
I have no idea.
The Jungle Book at $17.8 million. Who do you think was #3?
I'm surprised Jungle Book was #2.
Yeah, they got beat out
Usually
by Captain America.
Usually those kid movies are
Captain America,
#1.
though, they did really well. So, and it was pretty handily because they were $72.6 million. Jungle Book was $17 million.
All right.
#3 on the list, by the way, at $15 million was Money Monster. The Darkness was #4 at $5.2 million, and a movie called Mother's Day at #5, $3.3 million. I don't know. I have to apparently get out more often because I don't know what any of those movies are.
I don't know what that is either.
The only two I've ever heard of were the first two, the Money Monster, The Darkness, and Mother's Day. I never see commercials anymore, so I don't know what any of those things are. It's going to do it for your bonus break, brought to you by WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. Go sign up, see if we can make you a winner. Again, the website is WinThisOnline.com.